What is going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 22 of our Texas Rangers franchise. And in this episode, we are still sitting here at the trade deadline. We'll have some gameplay against the Detroit Tigers here in September. So we're going to simulate all the way up until September. But guys, we're looking at some players here to trade for. And a few of you guys in the comment section were talking about how we need another right-handed bat that can give us a little bit of power. And we're looking at Matt Kemp. We're looking at James McCann. We're looking at David Bodie from the Chicago Cubs. I know we've had some issues here at third base with Josh Fuentes and Patrick Wisdom, who've actually been playing a little bit better. But we can't really get James McCann. They're offering way too high of a price tag in order to get him. But Davin Mesoraco seems like he'd be a good fit for us. He can give us a little power behind the plate, but I felt like getting rid of Eliezer Alvarez seemed like it was way too much to give up. And looking at this trade for Tyler Flowers, this seems like a better trade to me. He's only got 52-55 power, but giving up a guy like Cole Ragans, for him, it seems like a win-win for me. So we're going to pull this trigger on Tyler Flowers. He was a free agent last season. You guys were talking about trying to acquire Tyler Flowers in the free agency, but we ended up not doing that. So now we basically get him for a single-A pitcher that hadn't been doing a whole lot of things down there for us. So I feel like that was a win-win trade for us. Gives us some power behind Kiner Falefa. Trevino isn't really the answer right now as our backup catcher. But we're looking at some starting pitching now. As you guys saw in the last few slides here of the screens, we need another starting pitcher. Maybe if it's not going to be a top-tier guy like Jimmy Nelson was, we can't get him. It's offering way too much. What if we go after a guy like Brent Suter, going to the Milwaukee Brewers here? We're only giving up Casey Sadler, who's a 66 overall. He's 29 years old. He's only 1 year younger than Brent Suter. Right, he's like a 66 overall, the B potential. So he's not really going to crack the code for us, guys. He's not really going to get there. And then Ariel Hernandez is kind of that minor league relief pitcher. So I feel like this is a really good trade for us. Getting Brent Suter, another left-handed arm at that long relief spot. We might even be able to, down the stretch, start implementing a little bit of a six-man rotation in there. Now that we've got Rafael Montero going, we've got Brent Suter in here. Kind of give our top 5 starters a little bit of rest here when the playoffs start to kick in, or at least this stretch run, because it's going to be a task. Remember, a lot of these guys are coming off that Tommy John surgery at least one time in their career, right? So you don't want to throw them out there over and over and over and over again, because eventually, the thing about those injuries, sometimes they pop up, sometimes they come back. So we want to be careful about that. So getting Brent Suter is going to do some good things for us. I firmly believe that. Willie Calhoun, we're going to move him on up because we do have an empty spot here with the Nelson Cruz injury. So he's going to be out with a fractured forearm. I believe that was the injury. He's going to be out for a little while. So Willie Calhoun, now's your time, man. Now's your time to come on in here and prove to us you've got what it takes to become a legitimate starter here in this league. So taking a look at an update, guys, stats update. 81-67 is your Texas Rangers. Cody Anderson is 16-6. Oh my God, he's awesome. He's awesome. Drew Smiley 12-9, and we've got a big series coming up against the Seattle Mariners, guys. And if we take a look at the standings real quick, this is why this series is going to be huge, and you guys will get to see the Seattle Mariners here in the next episode. But we're sitting here at first place right now. We've got the Astros and the Mariners coming up from behind us. If we don't win the division, if there's a team in the AL West who doesn't win that division, we're not making the playoffs. The 2 wildcard spots seem like they are on lockdown for other American League teams. So this is a huge deal. We need to win the AL West. If we don't win the AL West, we're probably not, pending on some huge collapse for any of the wildcard teams, we're probably not making the playoffs, guys. So this is a huge, huge matchup here with a terrible Detroit Tigers team, my hometown team. So we need to take it. We need to take it to them here. We need to get a W here in this series for sure. So we're going up against Casey Mize, who's 4-14. So not having the greatest year, but can you blame him? He's playing for this terrible Tigers offense, guys. He's not getting any run support, and it's forcing him to probably make pitches and be more aggressive than he really needs to be, honestly, because he knows he doesn't really have anything to play with. Pitches to play with, can't throw balls, got to throw strikes to get everybody out. It's tough. It's tough being Casey Mize right now. But he will get Gallo to strike out, and with a runner on first and second base here, Ronald Guzman's going to strike out. So Mize gets through the top of the first with no damage done. We're going to turn to Kyle Gibson here in this matchup, and going up against the promising outfielder, Daz Cameron. He's only hitting .214 so far this season, but it's going to get him to fly out to Delino DeShields out in center field. And you guys will notice the defensive alignment here when we start calling some guys' names out, but this one's also going to go to Delino DeShields. We are going to be going with a little bit of a backup squad. I know this game's important, but our guys are like exhausted, absolutely exhausted. When I went into this screen to figure out who was going to start, man, dude, you should have seen it. You should have seen it. I should have showed it to you guys, but I didn't. Everybody's like on empty. So knowing how important this series is, at least this game is, Willie Calhoun's getting the start in right field. We got Logan Forsythe playing second base. It's a backup squad. We got Matt Davidson here playing designated hitter. So yeah, we've got the backup squads going out here today. But Matt Davidson's actually going to get a base hit as Nico Goudreau makes every effort he possibly can make to get to this baseball. And he actually stopped it. He stopped it from heading into the outfield. I mean, you never know. It could have turned into a double, even with Davidson's 21 speed. But we do get a strikeout here as Casey Mize ends the second inning unscathed. There's a ground ball back in the hole to Andrews, and what a throw, but he's going to be called safe. Chris Woodward has to challenge this, and we've seen this a couple times from Elvis Andrews so far in this year number 2 of our dynasty, of our franchise. And I'm not sure what's going on with the it's either the umpires or it's Elvis Andrews losing some zip on his throws that's making these throws seem closer than they really are. I don't know, guys, but it is kind of concerning. Maybe we need to start thinking about a shortstop here in the future because Elvis Andrews not making really. I mean, look at this. They're going to call him safe again. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, my God. So in the next inning, they're going to call the runner safe. This is Grayson Griner, the slowest catcher in the world. Watch this. He's totally out. But we do get the call in our favor. They make the right call. And you guys will notice the box score here after this catch is made by Calhoun. 39 pitches after the bottom of the third, and we're throwing a no-no. So you want to talk about like what happened in Detroit a very, very long time ago against the Cleveland Indians. Andres Galarraga threw a perfect game. He threw a perfect game, and the umpire, Jim Joyce, just screwed him over on that call. I feel like that's what's happening right here, though, because these umpires at first base. Is that first base umpire Jim Joyce? Because that's what it's seeming like right now with these terrible calls. We don't have a challenge anymore, guys, by the way. Those challenges are all done. Josh Fuentes is going to strike out on that nasty split finger by Casey Mize. And, guys, the split finger is looking really good for him right now. If that pitch type's wheel comes up, you guys will notice it's at a perfect rating. And it's just really tough to hit right now, guys. 85, downward action. It looks like it's coming out as a fastball, and then it dips. So we threaten. We don't get any runs across. We're going to jump to the top of the 5th inning as Kiner Falefa gets a base hit. DeShields gets a walk. And that's a really good take by DeShields because that pitch, again, was that 84-85 splitter. Fly ball from Andrews out to Nick Castellanos. He's going to cut it off to Dawel Lugo. But now we got runners on the corners here. Mize, 94th pitch is a line drive to center field. Daz Cameron coming on. He makes the catch. Wow, he makes the catch, and it's going to stop the bleeding for Detroit. And we don't get any runs again. So we've threatened at least 3 times runners in scoring position so far in this game. And we can't push across any runs, guys. Man, it's really tough sledding for the Rangers offense right now. But Kyle Gibson is keeping us in it. He's keeping us in it. No hits yet. He's got a career milestone right now. The 1,000th strikeout is going to come at the hands of, or the bat of Christian Stewart. And Miguel Cabrera, you are now the 1,001st strikeout victim of Kyle Gibson's career, guys. And we still have not allowed a single hit. So going into the 6th inning, we're looking to finally make some damage here against Casey Mize. He's up to 109, though. And Ron Gardenhire makes the smart decision. Don't let your young guy, your top prospect, your top pitching prospect's arm go to waste here in a meaningless baseball game. Your team sucks this season. So we got Jordan Zimmerman coming on the mound to face off against Matt Davidson. And guys, I like this matchup. I really do. Zimmerman does not throw very hard, and Matt Davidson can put a charge into a baseball for sure. He's got about 90 plus power against right-handers. So we're looking to do some damage here. First pitch goes low and inside, and the next one goes low and outside, and Fuentes is going to get to second base safely. It's a base hit for Davidson. So now we're looking to attack Jordan Zimmerman. He's already got a 1-0 count on Kiner Falefa, and take a look. Base hit back up the middle. Daz Cameron throwing into home, and safely Josh Fuentes crosses home plate for the first run of the game. Kiner Falefa with that RBI. I like it. I love it. Delino Shields coming up, gets a base hit right in front of Cameron again. So Davidson rounds third and heads for home. He comes in safely, so DeShields comes up with another RBI base hit for the Rangers, and he's taken off. That's a pretty gutsy call here because, guys, Grayson Griner actually has a pretty good arm back there at catcher and didn't even have a lead. He did not have a very good lead, and DeShields is going to get in there safely. And that, I think that's just attributed to Jordan Zimmerman's he doesn't throw very hard. Doesn't give your catcher a really good shot at getting runners out. But Forsythe, with runners on second and third in scoring position, is going to strike out. And Zimmerman is pumping his fist after giving up 2 runs. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Good job. Good job. Your team's losing now because of you. But we see a base hit here that's going to ruin the no-no. Just kidding, because the Detroit Tigers scorekeeper up top gives him an error. So he keeps the no-no possibility alive. So he gives Gallo an error, but this one was a no-doubter. That's a base hit. And guys, Kyle Gibson's no-no attempt is, well, no more. No more. Bottom of the 6th, 1 down, and with runners on the corners, Gallo gets that line drive, tosses it back in, preserves the lead. Pete Kozma comes up, hits it in the same spot, but this time right in front of Joey Gallo, and that's going to be a base hit RBI for the Tigers. They were down 1 run. It's 2-1 game here. Nick Castellanos coming up with a curveball high and outside. He's going to hit that line drive back to Willie Calhoun, who makes the play, hit it right at him. So now we're out of the inning. Guys, we're still up 2-1, so we can still win this game, but we got to clutch up. We got to clutch up right here. Daz Cameron has been so good defensively. He's going to give up on this one as he watches it go over the seats. Joey Gallo with his 33rd home run on the year, and that's going to be the 3rd run of the game for Texas. Weird, right? Gallo's number's 13, 33rd home run. It's the 3rd run of the game. I always find stuff like that. I always find that stuff interesting. Rafael Montero coming on to relieve. I feel like we trust him more than Mike Morin at this point. I feel like I trust him more than Chris Rusin at this point. So I like Rafael Montero in this situation against a weak Tigers lineup. And he's going to get 2 quick outs on 3 pitches. The 4th pitch of his night, of his appearance, is going to be for the 3rd out. So you want to talk about efficient. He gets the Tigers up, gets the Tigers down, and they've still got 2 hits on the ballgame. Let's go to the top of the 8th here. Josh Fuentes is going to do his best to get on base, and he's going to send a line shot, and as Cameron jumps for it, he dives. He's unable to get this, and watch Josh Fuentes' aggressiveness as he slides into 3rd. I mean, this wasn't even close. It wasn't even close, and then with the infield drawn in, Matt Davidson just bloops this one right over their heads, gets a base hit, RBI. We got a 4-1 game now. Zach Granite, since this is September, we give him a September call-up. He's going to come on to first base to run for Matt Davidson, and now we are running for sure on Grayson Griner. He's safe. Throw got in there pretty quick, but Granite with the nice slide. Look at Nico Goodrum, man. Wow, what a good throw. I mean, he was attempting to get over to the base in case Griner was going to try to throw Granite out. Watch Granite run again. He's going to slide into home. We're trying to steal home, and he almost made it. He almost made it. Alcantara has one of the slowest moves on this Detroit bullpen. He almost made it in there safely had he slid out a little bit to the right, kind of did that drag slide over there, I think he would have made it versus just going straight in. But it was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. But, guys, we're going to go ahead and get that double play on Detroit. We're going to jump to the bottom of the ninth. Rafael Montero pitched really well, but now it's time to give way to our newest addition, Colome. Colome used to pitch for the Tampa Bay Rays. He was a very good reliever, pitching for the Chicago White Sox now, and it was a good trade. It was a good trade. So I like what he's been able to give us in that back end of the bullpen. We're giving Jose Leclerc a night off here in Detroit. Maybe we'll see him in the next game. But I think that we earned this W, guys. We really earned this W. Detroit played well. Casey Mize gave it everything he had. He's got a lot to prove for his organization and the fans out there. He's got a lot that he needs to prove. He wants to stick in the major leagues. So he was a challenge, but we got it done. We got it done when it mattered the most. We had 11 hits today. Kyle Gibson was stellar. And as we simulate through, we ended up winning the series 2-1, and then in the finale on Sunday, winning that game over Detroit 14-4. So Seattle just keeps on winning. And you guys will see in the next episode, we will be taking on the Seattle Mariners again to watch Zach Wheeler. So he just can't get away from us, guys. So we're 1 game up on the Mariners. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully we get the W because, like I said, we have to win the American League West. If we don't win the West, we're probably not making the playoffs, guys. So let's get this W on Sunday. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, peace.